Right, it's Dan here on the Mike James Rock Show, and I'm joined with Corey from Trivium. How you doing, bud?
Doing good, man.
And over with Killswitch in the UK. How's it been so far?
Tour's been awesome. Kind of sucks that tonight's the last show. All the shows have been sold out, and the excitement level, everyone coming out to the show has just been, from start of the show to the end of the show, everyone's just seemed to be just really fired up about, every band. Battlecross has been going over really well. Miss May has been going over really well, and obviously, us and Killswitch, we've both have had good careers in the UK. So obviously, we kind of know that the shows are going to be really off the hook, and it's been great. Just sucks because we're used to being over here a lot longer than playing I think it's 6 shows or something. Okay. So usually we have a bit more time here, and it just kind of flew by because just all the shows have just been bam, 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 bam. So it's been a quick run, but all the shows have been crushing. So definitely stoked that we were able to pull this tour off with being able to team up.
I think it's more than pull it off. You guys have completely smashed it. We've been following your progress around England and had a couple of people sort of go up there telling us that we're in for a good Friday night with you guys. So yeah, that's pretty sick. Yeah,
it's definitely the I guess for a whole tour, definitely the most production we've rolled with. Usually, when we played London, we'd bring in some extra stuff for the special London show. But this tour, we were able to bring everything that so we get to put on the same show, give everyone outside of London all the little extra bells and whistles. So it's been a lot of fun having all the extra toys and stuff to play with to make the show a bit I guess more theatrical.
That's cool. So is it using the Vengeance Falls sort of tee and stuff like that? Because I think I saw something on your press about having a massive Trivium tee that comes down. Or
no, we have a when we, depending on the venue availability, we usually have multiple backdrops.
Okay.
Some venues can't do them based on just what their, I guess, staging's like. But we have all the stuff that we had for festivals and stuff with our rock snow theme, and then we have a bunch of CO2 blasters on stage, and then during a certain part of the set it starts to snow. So we kind of kept the whole cold mountain kind of theme for the show. So give everyone a treat.
How are you finding Vengeance Falls now that it's been out for a while and you had a chance to play it live? Are you getting fan favourites? Are they the same as the band's favourites? Or
it's pretty crazy. On our fan club because we had obviously when we started touring, we were playing the songs at kind of the pre-release of the record tunes with the singles and whatnot. We were playing those, and then we were like, well, we'll once the record's out, we'll put some more stuff in because we want people to know the songs prior to playing them live. And I remember going on our fan club thing when we were trying to figure out what songs we wanted to play, and I was like, pick 3 songs besides the ones we were already playing. What songs do you want to hear from the record? And it was it seemed like everyone had a different. There wasn't a clear one song that was just everyone wanted us to play. It was everyone kind of wanted every song was in there. So it was kind of I guess everyone wants to hear the whole album at some point. But we kind of just kind of pick the songs that we thought would be really good in the set with all the other stuff that we're playing, kind of have different mood changes and whatnot. So new stuff has been going, the 4 tracks we've been able to play from the record so far. All the songs go over great. Some of them are more sing-alongy, not really total mosh songs, but it's just the new songs have a really great energy, and I think just the melodies and everything in the songs, it's they just sound really big live. So we've been having a lot of fun playing the new stuff that is newer, that we just started playing on this tour. So it's been a lot of fun. So the Through Blood, Dirt and Bones been I think pretty much everyone in the band's favorite song to play on tour right now. So it's definitely highlight getting to that song.
Excellent. Oh, because you mentioned it with the flow of everything, but I mean, you guys have pretty much set the bar on changing style whilst keeping to your roots at the same time through the albums that you've done. Because you can't compare one to the other in the same sort of sense, and I really enjoy that about you guys because I never know when an album release is coming what we're going to get from you guys next.
Yeah, that's kind of how we roll. I think it's just, at first, we just kind of didn't want to just fall into like a predictable pattern and stagnate stylistically, because even like if people want us to like, oh, we should do like Ascendancy style, but it's like, guarantee if that record came out, like if it came out now as a new record, I wouldn't probably have as big of an impact, because what we're doing on Ascendancy was really like fresh and new at that moment in time, which really kind of hit a chord with people. Yeah. And it's like now, like almost 10 years later, it's like that style of screaming and then singing for the chorus and all that stuff, like that kind of formula for, I guess, the metalcore, kind of style. It's like it's been done so much since then that it's not really as new sounding. Yes. So it's like you kind of have to progress, and as in the music world, it's like you want to keep our sound fresh and exciting. Yeah. And also as musicians, we don't want to write the same song all the time. It's like we want to introduce new things in our music and push ourselves, and over the years we get better as musicians. We kind of know, we have more tricks up our sleeves, we know things, we've written a lot of songs, so there's like always kind of new ways to push ourselves and keep things creative and interesting, that each record kind of we want to do, we kind of feel like a path to go. And it's like, did it, one record we did this, and it's like, we did that. Yeah. Where can we go that keeps things interesting? It keeps like, the creative journey going in an interesting direction. Yeah. So I think fans have kind of, obviously 6 records, they've kind of grown to that same thing. You realize that there's going to be something new twists and turns, but it's still, even if it's Shogun or Vengeance Falls or Ascendancy, it's like, it's still, everything's different, but it still sounds like Trivium. Yes. And it's still identifiable, because I think there's always something, even if it's a different side of the spectrum, there's something in the way we write that kind of sounds, just kind of, it's a Trivium thing. So
this is true. I mean, and you've kind of taken people through the journey quite well, because as you said, Ascendancy, and then Crusade, which was a lot more thrashy, but you had a lot of elements in there that still sounded the same, which prepared people almost for the Shogun sort of thing. I quite like In Waves myself as well, because it felt like a little bit like Ascendancy for the new age. It was
there's some
different stuff on there.
There's like that record, it was kind of like we pushed it. We never had songs that were all screaming.
Okay, yeah.
So that was a new thing. Then there was also kind of like the predecessor to what we did at Vengeance Falls, where there's a lot of stuff where it was like, very melodic, all singing tracks. Yeah. So it was a good mix. And then you had like a couple of the tracks like Inception to the End and Forsake Not the Dream and Caustic, that had like kind of like the Ascendancy approach, but done now. Yeah. With a lot of like the alternating scream singing stuff. So it was kind of like, that was, it's kind of like people really like the Ascendancy record. We still do, there is stuff there that follows along the same lines. It's just not on a record called Ascendancy. Exactly, and it's not like, and musically it's a bit different, like in, very distinct, I guess. But it always just kind of comes down to, when we write the music, kind of what kind of dictates kind of if it needs screaming or not. So
exactly, yeah, no, I mean, I think what also a lot of people forget when they get a new album is that you're not going to throw away the old stuff. You're not going to like not play Ascendancy or Crusade when you have a new record.
We still play. we try to on tour, depending on the set length, because obviously 6 albums, if you're playing a 45-minute festival set, it's kind of hard to get to everything. Yeah. But when we headline, we try to balance it out. When we go to Europe, since we're headlining and Killswitch isn't on it, we're playing a longer set, And it's very balanced. We have like 4 songs from Vengeance Falls, and then there's like I think like 4 in Wave songs. There's like 2 Shoguns. It's like there's something from like at least one song from every record, except for I don't think we're not doing anything from Ember, but we like to keep each record represented in a set, and the more records we have, the longer our headlining sets get, because we kind of have a hard time we're like, I really want to play that song. We're like, fuck, we'll just play 5 more minutes. So, we try to, we've never been a band that we put out a new record and everything in the set is like predominantly the new record and then like 1 or 2 old songs. It's like, we like to keep the fans happy. And still, there's every time you go on tour, there's always, someone who just became old enough that can go to a show, or someone who just got into the band seeing you the first time, and they might hear a song from Ascendancy or Shogun that they're like, oh, I haven't heard that song and I don't have that record, and you can still sell records that are old, so it's always good to play, kind of keep it interesting, balanced, and obviously we rotate. We don't play the exact same songs from those records every time.
No, I can imagine that'll get a little bit sort of trying for you guys as well. Just, here's the Ascendancy one we do each time. I mean, do you have any favourites sort of from each album that you personally really enjoy playing? Even ones that don't get played or haven't been played for ages, is there anything that still sticks in your mind, like I really enjoyed writing that one, or anything like that?
I always really liked the Ascendancy stuff. It kind of, we rotate those songs a lot, but like stuff like from Ascendancy that was always really fun to play is like The Deceived.
Excellent. That's my favorite.
And for during the In Wave cycle, we started doing Departure for the first time,
really?
which was a lot of fun to finally, after all these years, play a song, the only song from the record that we never played live up until that time. So that was always cool. And some of the other records, like the Shogun stuff's all what we've played for the record. Into the Mouth of Hell was always really fun. There's lots of little guitar bits and stuff that are pretty fun to play. And In Waves always really liked playing Caustic or The Ties That Bind. Okay. And this next tour, and on this tour, Shatterings, we've been playing Shattering the Skies Above, which has been, I think, surprised a lot of people. It's been going really well. And then once we hit Europe, we're doing the ballady song from In Waves for the first time live, Of All These Yesterdays, which is the song I've been kind of looking forward to playing the most. It's just, I think it's going to go over really, really well. I think it's going to be another one of those people that are surprised we're playing it, but I think a lot of people are going to be pretty stoked when we bust that song out.
That'll be pretty cool. I'm a little bit sort of disappointed I don't get to hear that one, so I'm going to be checking out the YouTubes and everything afterwards. Pretty much I'm going to carry on talking to you, I think, for a long time, because I could talk to you for ages about Trivium, because I've been into you guys since Ascendancy.
Awesome.
I like I say, I like everything that you've done since, and not to say I didn't like Ember Inferno, sorry. So I'm going to wrap it up, give you a bit of peace before you go on later, and I'm going to go get me some food, so I've got enough energy to jump around whilst you're playing. It's been absolutely awesome talking to you, dude. It's been really fun.
Thank you.
Cheers.